Welcome to the SparcStart Talent Acquisition Leader Series, where we have the privilege of talking to some of the really innovative and thought-provoking leaders around the world about their approach to talent acquisition. Today, I'm thrilled to have Meredith join us from DHL. Meredith, would you please introduce yourself for our audience?
Sure. Thanks. Yeah. So I'm Meredith Wellard. I head up talent, learning and growth for the DHL group based here in Bonn. I'm an Australian living over here, and I've been working with DHL for about 18 years. And frankly, right now is the most interesting time to be in the industry, I think.
Yeah, I think there's so many things that are shifting, but one of the amazing things about your organization with 600,000 employees, and as you're quick to say, not the most glamorous industry in the world, clearly a critical one, but not one that kids grow up dreaming, maybe someday I'll get to work in logistics. How are you approaching the talent market? You must be under all the same pressures that everyone else is.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, we're definitely not immune to it. And as you say, maybe even a little more impacted by it simply because we're not a, tech industry or something that people is interested in working in. We're in every country in the world. So one of the things that we have to address is how do we strengthen our talent attraction for all of the globe and ensure that we have enough talent coming up through the organisation to step into senior roles, up through middle management and into senior positions. One of the ways that we do this, and something we're very proud of at the moment, is that we've introduced a talent marketplace globally. So for all of our employees, by the end of this year, we will have every employee able to access our career marketplace. It's an AI-enabled platform that it's a little bit like an internal LinkedIn, if I'm honest. They're allowed to set up their own profile. It'll give them job recommendations, learning recommendations. It allows them to set up networks to learn from others, and ultimately, coming soon, also mentoring and coaching and all these sort of things as part of the network in all the languages we need it in and everything. From the business side, it gives us visibility who's coming up through our pipeline and what we need to do to ensure we have the right people in the right places at the right time. So it's a game changer for sure.
Wow. And are you putting restrictions on how long someone has to be in a job before they're eligible for a new one?
No, we have decided that there's no such restrictions in the consumer world, right? So
right.
What we've said is if we want our internal marketplace to be as strong for both the buyer and the seller as the market is outside, or even stronger, then we need to really ensure that there's freedom of movement, that employees are able to raise their hand and say, you can look at all of my data, I'm going to share my skills with you, and what I get in return is the possibility of having a next career step or a next development move. So it's inside out somehow, right?
Right. And I suspect you've taken away the restriction that a manager has to approve someone. So you've really gone to a marketplace. Wow,
yeah, that's really gone to a marketplace. Yeah. Now, which is not to say that we don't encourage conversations between managers and team members, of course, but yeah, no restrictions necessary.
And given the number of countries you're in and the number of languages and the sheer size of the organization, did you custom build the software? How long did it take you to get to this point?
So we now, as of September, we will have 220 odd thousand people on the platform. As I said, by the end of the year, every employee. It's taken us about 3.5 years to get here and we've done it carefully because it's all the AI-enabled technology. We really wanted to take it carefully, step by step, make sure we got it right, not rush in and, be distracted by shiny things. And no, not custom built, but we have done a lot of working together with our provider to make sure that we, have what we need in the platform.
And what was your biggest single obstacle? You try to do something this big and there are always people who are going to object or be wary. What was the biggest hurdle you had to overcome?
I would say the change management. So you were asking me about, do managers have to say yes? Do people have to stay in a job? that shift from the world of, we had an oversupply of people and an undersupply of jobs to what we have now, which is an undersupply of people and an oversupply of jobs. That was the hardest thing, to help people understand you don't need to be a talent hoarder anymore. You need to let your people go. And we will celebrate those leaders who grow their teams, not those who hoard their teams. That was a big change. Yeah.
Convincing people the world has changed is
Yeah.
often hard. If their circumstances haven't changed, they think nothing else has.
Exactly.
But you've got so many regulatory environments. Were there big trip points there? I got to imagine laws from country to country.
Yeah. But again, I think that's what I mean. I'm based in corporate centre. I look after the group. What I offer is the expertise to help navigate some of those complex regulatory environments, GDPR. I mean, we're a German company, so we applied German GDPR guidelines across the globe, but also, working with social partners and others to ensure that what we're delivering is right for the employee and right for the business and right for everyone when it comes to the legal and regulatory aspects. It takes time, it takes care, but it's probably not, it's usually quite, clear what's yes and what's no. So we managed it. Yeah.
Well, I've got to admit, I'm a little boggled at the sheer complexity of what you've done. Understand to do it at that size. I've seen organizations do it when they're much, much smaller and, often global, but not 240 countries global.
I feel I'm rather proud of my baby.
Absolutely. And you should be. It's an amazing project. And 3 years doesn't seem particularly long at all. So what's going to be my last question for you? Otherwise, I'll ask you questions all afternoon. What to you will signal success? What's the benchmark? What's the milestone that makes you go, yes, we got it. This was all worth it.
Yeah. So I have a bit of a vision which I've had from the very beginning when we started this. So we talked about strengthening our internal marketplace, making it possible for all of our employees to have a job from the day they start to the day they end, because they have the right skills and the right attributes and the right passion for the company. But my dream is that one day our leaders, at the click of a button, will be able to find out who are the next best 5 people for this role I have open. And those people are presented to them not with a photo, a name, a location, a gender, but just with here's a CV of someone who might suit your job. And the manager can then say, oh, I like that one, and only then say, who is it that I'm looking at? So from a diversity, equity, and fairness perspective, everyone gets a chance. That's my dream, that we get to that point one day.
Wow, great. And are you hoping someone will tap on your shoulder and say, we've got a much bigger job for you?
No, I'm pretty happy here.
I think you've bitten off all anyone could hope to chew. Well, fascinating. And I think a real inspiration for people who are daunted by the sheer size of what they want to do, but having a vision and, evidence that you can work through it. Not to say that it's easy. I've got to believe there's been a ton of time and work that's gone into this, but to see it actually come to fruition is really, really fascinating. So thank you for sharing that. I suspect some people may reach out to you to find out a little bit more, because I'm sure anyone going
always happy to do that.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good evening.